Hello, Melissa Purdy here. Welcome back to my channel. Take a moment to like this video and subscribe so that we can spread the good news and encouragement far and wide. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for sharing in this with me. For December, if you remember from last week, if you haven't picked up that video yet, go back and watch it. But for December, I'm doing this two-parter thing where I begin with some encouragement to our moms out there, especially moms with young children. And the second part is when you grab your kids and we share a Christmas story together. And I'm looking forward to that again. One of my favorite things is reading, and I especially love reading children's books to children and sharing the joy and love of that. But today, real quick, I wanted to talk about parenting and how we feel when we look ahead in our parenting and what's to come. Now, I want to refer to Joshua and Caleb from the Bible, back in Numbers and possibly in Deuteronomy. They're mentioned in several places early in the Old Testament. And their story is that they, along with Moses, they were in that time frame. They were chosen, as well as 10 other spies, to go spy out the land of Canaan. So they were supposed to go into this land, check it out, and come back and report what they saw. So these 12 spies, they go in. And when they come back, 10 of the spies, not Joshua and Caleb, 10 of the other 10 spies bemoaned what they saw. You know, they talked about some really great things. Yeah, it's a land flowing with milk and honey. Oh, we've got to go there because it has fruit so large and so luscious that it looks so tantalizing. It will be wonderful to have. And so they were very excited about that part. But they bemoaned the fact that we can't do it. We are too small. We are like grasshoppers to the giants that are in this land. They looked at the giants and the fortified cities and the walls that were built and said, we can't do it. Even though God was calling them to do it, they said, we can't do it. But Joshua and Caleb said, we must do it. Fear not. Do not be afraid. Do not fret. The Lord is with us wherever we go. And if you think about parenting and you look forward in your parenting, especially if you have young children and you look forward and you think, oh, I've got the terrible twos and I've got the terrible threes and then I've got this phase and that challenge and that season and so many things. And seasoned parents tend to say, oh, wait till they get to this age. Oh, wait till they get to that age. Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. And I want to say, let's encourage one another in each of the seasons that we're in, because we don't know what's going to come. Okay, we don't know. All we know is what we think might come. We look ahead and we see giants. Sometimes there's just shadows of giants, and it's enough to drive us to our knees. It's enough to stop us in our tracks. It's enough to keep us up at night worrying. But I want to encourage you, just like Joshua and Caleb encouraged the rest of the Israelites. We must go forward, because God is calling us to go forward. We must step into the next thing, and whatever that might be. And we must wade on in, because God is our protector. He is our shield. He is our guide. We must follow God. So I want to be like Joshua and Caleb. Whatever the next step might be, let's go do it, right? Together, encouraging one another. Now, I was reading a story about Corrie ten Boom. I've read her life story, and I've read a lot of accounts about her life in concentration camps as she was young and got caught harboring Jews and trying to keep them safe. And in the middle of that, then she was carted off to these concentration camps and was able to live and has great stories that goes along with that if you ever want to read about her. But one of the very interesting things that I remember was that when she was a young girl, before she was taken to the concentration camps, before she got separated from her family, she had experienced death from a neighbor down the street. And when they got back from the funeral, from the viewing, she was very distraught and very scared and sad and worried about death and what that was going to be like. And her father very lovingly got down on one knee with her and said, Corey, when you take the train with me to Amsterdam, when do I give you your ticket? And she said, right before I get on the train. And he said, that's right. That's when I give you the ticket, right before. And you know what? That's what he told her. He said, that's what God does for us. Right before it's time to die, in this case that she was talking about. And in this case, when we're talking about parenting, right before this thing that's coming down on us happens, God is going to give us the ticket. He's going to give us the grace. He's going to give us the provision. He's going to deliver us what is needed. He's going to bring the manna down. Not too much, not too little. The timing and everything of it will be just right and perfect in His timing. So whatever it is we're facing, just like facing tomorrow and the future, we don't know. But God, rest assured that God is going to give us the grace to get through it when the time is right and not a minute before. He is good. He is our guide, our shield, and our protector. We must have faith. We must determine in our heart that we're not going to waver on it, that we are going to have faith. We must grab a hold of it and say, I believe and I trust that whatever those giants are out in the future, as I raise the children that God has entrusted me with, I'm not going to borrow trouble from tomorrow. I'm going to stay right here in today and trust that He will provide what we need when we get there. So like Joshua and Caleb, they were allowed to go into the land flowing with milk and honey. And they were given the strength to conquer the giants that were over there in that other land. But sadly, the spies, the other 10 spies, and then all those that were in these Israelites that were like, we're not going, we're too afraid, we're not leaving. They just wandered the wilderness until all of that generation died out, except Joshua and Caleb. And then, and only then, were they able to go in and conquer the land. And so let us remember and take that from Joshua and Caleb. Let us remember that we are not to fret, and we are not to be worried, and we're discouraged or dismayed, because the Lord, our God, will go with us wherever we go. All right, take a moment now to pause the video, run and get your kiddos, and get a comfy spot, some hot chocolate, and let's share a Christmas story. Hello, today's book that I'm going to be sharing with you is entitled Christmas in the Barn by Margaret Wise Brown. This is one of my favorite books that I enjoy reading at Christmas time. It's a cute little barn picture right here. Looks very homey and Christmassy and exciting. Pictures are beautiful. In a big warm barn in an ancient field, the oxen lowed, the donkey squealed, the horses stomped, the cattle sighed. And quietly the daylight died in the sunset of the west, and a star rose brighter than all stars in the sky. Ooh, the special Christmas star. The field mice scampered in the hay, and two people who had lost their way walked into the barn at the end of the day. Oh boy, I wonder who those two people are. And they were allowed to sleep in the hay because there was no room in the inn. If you look really closely, you'll be able to see that she is going to have a baby. The little mice rustled in the sweet, dry grass, near the lambs and the kine and the ox. The horses pawed the golden straw, the little donkey brayed, hee-haw, hee-haw. And there they were, all safe and warm, all together in that ancient barn. Ooh, this was a long time ago. Do you think this is a true story? When hail, the first wail of a newborn babe, reached the night, where one great star was burning bright. And shepherds with their sheep are come to watch him sleep. What child is this who is born here, where the oxen stomp and peer? Away in a manger, no crib for his bed. How many of you have learned that song? What child is this who laid down his sweet head? In the big warm barn, in the ancient field, the little child sleeps, the donkey squeals. The star goes down, yet the wise men stay to see the dawning Christmas day. The child was sleeping in the hay, and there they were, all safe and warm. Oh, looky there, the baby Jesus was born, all together in that ancient barn. Looky there. What a beautiful sight. We have Mary and Joseph, Jesus' mommy and his earthly father, and there's baby Jesus and the animals in that ancient barn. You know, Jesus is the baby that was born to save us. Did you know that? Jesus came to save us. And this story is a great story for you to start thinking about that and learning all about Jesus and how much he loves you and how much he wants to save you. And I encourage you to think about him today and during this Christmas season. And I just pray and I hope that your Christmas season is beautiful and you feel loved and cherished because you are. Have a blessed